What's happening? What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, along with my old pal Ryan Archer for West Ham Fan TV live. Live and uncut. What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. I've got the comments up in the section here down below. We're using a new streaming service called StreamYard. So if we have any problems, please let us know. West Ham Fan TV live and uncut. I've still got the dot here, but I'm going to try and avoid it today. I tried to use a new computer, but there's an echo, Nicky. Hopefully that's gone now, mate. Ryan,
I'll tell you what, mate. This don't look bad, does it?
It looks better than the last one, doesn't it?
I like the live thing now. I feel like I'm on like Top of the Pops or something.
So the shock signing, mate, of the summer.
Yeah, Adrian. Liverpool. Absolutely crazy, mate. No one see it coming. We was only talking on post-match pint on Saturday, saying that he's going to go to a club sort of looking for first-team football, and he's gone to Liverpool. And yeah, I know they sold Mignolet yesterday, but it was a shock. But look, fair play to his agent. He's got a great deal for Adrian. And whether Adrian's going to play many games next season, because I know Liverpool like to use their first-choice goalkeeper even in the Cups. So, but look, they've got a great character. We know about Adrian. We love Adrian. And I wish him well. I wish him well for the future.
Should he have stayed with us? If he was going to go and sign for someone to sit on the bench, should he have just turned around and said, look, I'll take a bit of a pay cut. I don't know what he's on at Liverpool. I haven't seen his money or whatever. You know, what should he have just stayed with us?
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because we've obviously gone out and got Roberto and Martin, 2 goalkeepers. We let Adrian go. Look, maybe Adrian might have thought, look, no, I want to go and play first-team football. I'm leaving the club. And then when a team like Liverpool come in for you, maybe you've got no choice. Can he turn down a team like Liverpool? He's 32 years old. He's probably on a decent bit of money there, probably more money than what he was at West Ham. So, look, Liverpool are a massive club. So it's going to be hard for anyone to turn that down. I mean, you look at Rob Green when he went to Chelsea, you know, last season. It was another shock transfer. So, look, Adrian's still got a lot to offer. I just hope he gets chances at Liverpool, but I can't see it.
Ex-Hammer Insider says X said we should expect signings on deadline day. I said that. We're looking at a centre-back as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we're looking at the Portuguese kid. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know much about him. What's his name?
I'll tell you his name. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but his name is Gonzalo Cardoso.
Cardoso. Yeah, I mean, I don't know nothing about him. Apparently he impressed during the Euros during the summer. He's 18 years old. He's coming in to challenge Winston Reid and Ogbonna to try to push into the first team. So it's going to be an interesting last few days of the transfer window.
James Callas says, look, there won't be any signings to the last few hours. Well, the defender, I think the defender will be done, I don't know.
Well,
today.
Apparently, I've just been reading on a couple of websites that he's had a medical this afternoon. He flew in today and he's had a medical. So you're looking at, 2.75 million euros, whatever it is, which is, all right, for a player these days, if he's got that much potential, that looks like it could be a bit of a bargain, but we don't know. No one really has anyone really seen him play. It'd be interesting to see if anyone in the chat has seen him play, because I didn't see him. I don't really know much about him.
Well, Joe Hill says, I think he will be better than Balbuena. I just think it's one of them things that it's worth a gamble for £2.5 million. If he turns out to be not much cop, then he turns out to be not much cop. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things where they spend more on wages for players, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Balbuena, no one knew about Balbuena, and we got him for, 4 million. So, you know, it could turn out to be a real bargain if he turns out to be a decent player. You can't sneak off for snouts now.
No, I know. That's the worst thing. Matt Powell says, obviously, what's your forfeit going to be for losing a quiz? We put up a quiz this morning, hosted by the wonderful Gio Mackie over at Hammers Chat. Thank you for doing that, Gio. I much appreciate it. I don't know. It's not for me to decide, is it? Because I'll decide something easy. So I don't know what my forfeit's going to be. I don't know what it is. Thanks to everyone in the chat. There's loads of people watching. 262 tuned in at the minute, and more coming every minute.
Someone's put down the slide.
Yeah, do you know what? I was thinking about that. Matt Dawes said the quiz was great.
Why don't you do the the abseiling down here? Just go. Just off. Drop.
I'm not abseiling down nothing. Nothing.
That'd be a laughter. I'm glad I didn't lose.
Going back to Cardoso, James Keller says he's very inexperienced from what I've heard. He's played hardly any first team football, but what he has been known for is one for the future. Very talented. Now we have just let, which I don't know whether we've said this on the live stream before, but we've just let Reece Oxford go for it's nothing, is it? It's probably about the same amount of money that we've just signed in this new kid for. Disappointed in Reece Oxford, Ryan?
Look, I've sort of made my feelings clear on Reece Oxford on post-match pint. I've never really been a big fan of his. He had the potential to come through, but from what I've heard from behind the scenes, his attitude was all wrong. And as a youngster, you got the world at your feet. If your attitude's not right, you're not going to go nowhere in the game. He's been loaned out so many times. He went to Reading, didn't work out for him there. He's been Germany a couple of times. I just think he's going to be one of them players that always gets loaned out or passed about, and he'll probably end up playing in the lower leagues, which is, I think, maybe might be West Ham's fault in a way, hyping him up too much and giving him a pay rise straight away when they should have made him work for it. Giving a youngster that young 20 grand a week, it's ridiculous money.
It's been rumoured to have fueled his attitude as well.
Yeah, it don't help that he's got an agent like that as well. Same agent as I think it's Sterling and a couple of other players. It don't help with your agent. The agents work on commission, so if they can tout people about and get as much money as they can.
The striker, someone just asked me who the striker for. Thanks again for getting involved in the chat. The striker we are interested in, Ryan. I don't know whether you've heard this. It came out about 3 hours ago, but we're in a £9 million race to sign an Albion striker from Basel, Ajiti. And apparently he's got a 1-in-2 record.
Well, once again, mate, I'll be totally honest with you, I've never heard of him. You get to this stage in the transfer window, you start getting linked with all these sort of players that you've never heard of. And
do you get excited by unknown players, or do you think, we should be signing someone that we know?
No, I do sort of get excited about unknown players because, as you said, they're unknown to the Premiership. So Lanzini was unknown, Balbuena was unknown. It's a gamble, but sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you could be safe and just stay with what you know, who's played in the Premier League. But I honestly don't know this player. You've said his name. I can't even remember what his name was. It's one of them ones. But if he comes in and he does well and he scores a few goals, we'll all be singing his name.
Let me go back to this comment. Matt Powell says, Ryan, have you got all 3 shirts this season?
Nah, do you know what? I don't really buy the kits, but I had to get this one. This one was too nice to turn down this season. I'm not really a big fan of the home one, if I'm honest, but no, I like this one. This is the only one I'm getting.
Mick 1967, pleasure to bump into Charlie, Gio and Nicky on Saturday and shake their hands. It was a pleasure to meet you as well, Mick. Pleasure to meet anyone that comes up to me. Kieran Eldridge says, Nicky should do the fan cams in a Hammers Jester's hat for your quiz forfeit.
That's a bit easy, though. You do that anyway.
Yeah, I know.
We all want to see, you know what Dan's like. He wants to see you suffer.
Cardoso or Cardoso? I believe it's Cardoso. Jake Hodge says, what's up, Nicky and Ryan? Not much, mate. Just getting involved in a live stream. Kent Hammer says it was time for Oxford to go. I hope Mr. Sullivan put a sell-on clause in like Brown.
I was speaking of Marcus Brown. I see his debut for Middlesbrough on Friday night, and he played really well. He even nutmegged one of our old boys, Dan Potts. So
James Gunn has corrected me. He's not an Albanian. His first name is Albanian. I thought he was like an Albanian with one name, but he's not. His first name is Albion. Albion.
What, like Madonna? You thought he was Jesus like that one name?
Enough of the Dr. Pepper. Where's the Iron Brew, Nicky Reese? I don't really drink Iron Brew anymore, I'm afraid. I'm going on a bit of a sugar-free thing. Hammers chat. This defender and striker is why we have Huzilios. If we never had him, we would have been chasing Cahill.
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously, I think that's Gio in the chat. I mean, yeah, it's bang on. That's what the director or whatever he is. That's what he's there to do: get these unknowns and bring them into the Premier League. So, look, these two players, if we get them, they could turn out to be great, exciting players. I'm like you said, it is sort of it is exciting, and it's not like we're going out and we're spending a lot on them. You know, there's a sort of 9 million for a striker is quite low, and then obviously the defender is what 3 million or whatever he's going to be.
Ken Hammer says that's punt money for the striker with his record 1 in 2. Yeah, mate, I agree. If you can get someone over here and playing well like that, then yeah, it is literally punt money. Olas Mike's in the house. Hello, Olas Mike. I think he's made a donation, £1. Thanks, Olas. You don't have to donate £1, mate. We see you every week. Sean West Ham, top channel. I'm excited for this season. When you look at our attacking players, they will cause a lot of team problems. By the way, that away shirt is stunning. Take care, fellas. Irons. Listen, we've just sort of come off the back of the final dress rehearsal, as you quite know. The next time we'll be on the field, it'll be like on the night. Have you seen enough from us this pre-season, Ryan, to say that we are ready and that we can do well this season?
Yeah, I mean, look, we won't know we're ready until Saturday, 12:30, when we play Man City. As you said, you can win all your pre-season games with comfort, and we could think we look like a Champions League team. Then you turn up against the City, and then they just play you off the park. So I'm looking forward to seeing our new players and players like Jack Wilshere going toe to toe with Man City. It's going to be difficult. As you said, you can't pick a worse team. But I watched a bit of Man City yesterday in the Community Shield, and I'll be honest. Look, they're a great team, and we're going to be in a game. We know that from start to finish. But if we can get on top of them, get in amongst them, there's no reason why we can't take something from the game. You know, even if you do lose and you lose 2-1, you take a bit of confidence going into the week after.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Hey guys, Andy Miles. Hey guys, great show. If you could pick your top 3 best chants you've ever heard to an opposition player. Now, I'm going to pick one. I think it's got to be the John Joe Shelby one.
Yeah.
Harry Potter is coming for you.
I've got quite a few, but I think it's too early to sort of say them on here. But yeah, no, it's I love the chants. I love the winding up of the opposition players. Not when you're winding them up though, and they score, because then they come and run in front of you.
Matt Powell says you need to ask us for ideas for the forfeit. That's a good idea. We can ask you guys if you've got any ideas. I see someone just say deep throat a hot dog. I can't even fucking take a tablet without choking, so I'm definitely not going to do that. Lewis says, I've heard that Oxford just stopped caring about West Ham and football once he received a high-paying contract. That's, as Ryan said, that's the that's the risk, I think, of giving these players such a high. I think it drives kids out of the game. I mean, Ravel was the same. He's got like attitude problems. That's why he's never quite made it. That's because he was after a lot of money, 20 grand a week. But, they don't think to themselves, when they're earning 20 grand a week when you're 17, 18 years old, it's sort of, you don't think that, if I do well and if I keep putting in a shift, I could be earning 300 grand a week. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do think
that players these days, I mean, you look at youth team players now, they're earning good wage, but when you go back to like when Joe Cole, Carrick, Lampard, Rio, all them broke through, we remember going training ground and watching them scrub boots after YTS and that. They wasn't on big money, but they played for the love, and they wanted to get in that first team, and that's what I think is taken away a bit much these days. The youth youngsters and that are just given too much too soon.
The government stopped the YTS scheme, I believe. It was sort of under child labour laws. Jake Hodge, for the forfeit, Nicky should drink raw eggs, or for the forfeit, Nicky should go to West Ham in a Millwall shirt. I'm definitely not doing that, mate. It's a forfeit, not a fucking death sentence.
Jake, no, but I think I see. I think it was Hamish Gio again saying about Man City players. What one player am I sort of worried about? Look, Man City are class all over the pitch, but there's one player, is Kevin De Bruyne. He's world class, and he can pick up that ball and he can punish you within 2 seconds. That's why you got to get tight to these players. And Declan Rice and Jack Wilshere and whoever starts the game on Saturday is up for a game. They're going to definitely earn their wages that day.
This is a good question from Lee P. Question, West Ham fans: is it worth joining the membership? I would say no, mate. If I'm honest, I would say no. It's not worth joining the membership. My player for Man City, going back to that question, sorry, I jumped in there. Going back to that question, the player for Man City, look, they've got Sterling always seems to do well against one player that has been the thorn in our side, and I can't wait. This is actually going to be his last season for City. Is David Silva. Now that boy, I'll be honest with you, I'm a West Ham diehard. You know what I mean? I'm West Ham through and through, and I don't really compliment opposition players. But I tell you what an exciting player and what a pleasure to watch a man like that play for the last 10 years. Because
I was going to say one of the best players I've ever seen play live.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's unreal.
Yeah, he's a joy to watch.
Every year, he gets better and better. Hopefully, he has a fucking stinker on Saturday. I don't play.
Hopefully he don't get picked.
Yeah, Gary Smith-Hurst says, who scores our first goal this season?
Listen, if it's a 1-0 win over City, I don't care who scores it, but I'd like to. Sebastian Haller, I'd like to see him get his first goal. You know, he's record signing. It'd be nice for him to get a goal on Saturday, London Stadium. He done it on Saturday, but it was in the wrong end, so he want to make up for that.
Darren Jenkins says, Nicky, have you found a boozer to record the post-match pint in? The Railway Tavern near Stratford International would have been a decent pub to film in. The only problem we have is we had a pub to film in. You know, when we first started post-match pint, this is where, this is where we go back a little bit. When we first started the post-match pint and when we first started doing West Ham Fan TV, we had a bar, which is what the bar is, what you used to see in the background of a lot of our videos, which we had the keys to. It wasn't an open public bar. It was a private bar that belongs to a football club that we had the keys to, that we could go in, decorate it all up. It was like 5 minutes up the road from the bowling, and it was perfect for us. So the trouble we had when we moved to Stratford is it was taking a little bit longer to get back to, which, you know, it isn't a problem. But the problem we had then is that there was some council inspection, and they found out that the electrics were a bit outdated and it needed a complete rewiring. They said they was going to rewire it all, but it ended up being, it was something like 20 grand or something, 30 grand to rewire it. And the building was so old. I think the people that owned the bar and the building just said it's not worth it. So we lost that completely. So we tried to sort of take it on tour. We've tried to take it to Scott's Garden. We've taken it to Dan's Garden. We've taken it to the Cart.
I ain't got a garden because I live in a flat.
Well, I've got a garden, but you wouldn't want to come back here. It'd be back up days afterwards. You know what I mean? So we took it around trying to find somewhere that was suitable. We was looking at all different type of audio issues, and then we went to the Cart and Horses, and the Cart and Horses started off okay. The only problem is that there was trains running overhead outside where we had to film, and then all of a sudden they started to do live bands. And we went in there one night after a game, and remind me what game it was, right? Do you remember?
What, in the Cart and Horses?
Yeah, was it Arsenal?
Arsenal away when we lost, wasn't it?
And we went in there, and there was a live band on, and it was seething with people. And we used to do it out in the beer garden where it was a bit more quiet, but the door kept on going, and the noise was so loud that it just absolutely ruined the audio. We went down to the boat for the last game of the season, and there was people in there that ruined the audio. So it was always an audio issue, and we don't want to have audio issue. We want our audio to be perfect. So we found a sort of a place to do it now. It's not a bar, it's not a pub, but we've done a test on it on Saturday. You can go and check out the video if you go back. But it will resemble something like that. yeah. So
I said it today. I replied to someone on the comment section. Look, it's going to take a couple of weeks for us to get our decorations in, and as you said, it was a test on Saturday. Look, if a pub become available, and it was good enough for us, then we might have that option to go to a pub. But at the moment, it is what it is. A lot of people was complaining about the sound last year. We've gone somewhere quiet now. People are complaining it's not the pub feel.
and we had tins of beer.
Yeah, we'd love the pub feel. I mean, and believe me, I'm going to say this. I didn't enjoy that beer. Someone had a go at me for not drinking it. I said, like, it was warm. It was like drinking tea. It had been in there since, like, what time did he put them in there? About 12 o'clock. There's no fridge. So, yeah. But, yeah, let's... what's it?
Yeah, the beer was filled. We're not going to have tins of beer. We're not going to be like, you know, that sort of channel that's going to sit there with a tin. We're going to get it all proper. It was just a test. It was the first time we've ever seen the room. We picked up the keys at about midday, right?
Yeah.
Midday. We picked up the keys after the quiz. Picked up the keys for about midday. There wasn't enough time to get all of our stuff in there and sort of decorate it up to be sort of a set. Yeah, so it will be done. We've got the keys now. It will be done for the coming weeks, and hopefully we can like to start. So you'll get used to it once we decorate it. You know,
yeah.
It
did look like we was giving someone a job interview.
Yeah, yeah, I know it did. It did a boozy job interview. Carlsberg is disgusting anyway, Ryan.
Listen, when it's free, I'll drink it if it's cold. But I agree, I'm not a fan of Carlsberg.
Anthony McKeown says, good question about the membership. How hard is it to get tickets that come out on general sale? I don't know, mate. I couldn't. The best place to ask is West Ham Help, I believe.
I think the Man City fans have gone on Man City tickets have gone on general sale. So there are a few games that go on general sale, but I think the ticket pricing is ridiculous. I mean, it's like about 75 quid to go and watch a game that's on Sky.
WHU Mike, have you lads got Patreon sorted out? Give us bunch opportunity to help you out with equipment or whatever. Now, we are going to be talking about a Patreon later this week. The problem with Patreon is I've always resisted the Patreon because I always felt it was a little bit like holding your hand out and begging. Now, I've looked into the Patreon this week. In the last few weeks, and we're sort of coming out with a structure. Is that the problem is we always want to provide everything that we've got on West Ham Fan TV for free. We don't want to. We sort of subsidise that with sort of sponsorships that you have to hear. But we are looking at Patreon because we want to offer stuff for the money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that it's not for everybody. I know that it's not something that you know. If you want to join the Patreon, fantastic. If you don't want to join the Patreon, that's fine. You can everything that we've got on West Ham Fan TV will still be available for free. We're never going to charge for anything, but there will be extra stuff if you join a Patreon, and we will be announcing that in the next week or so. So
just quickly, mate, someone's making a point there. Joe O'Brien, the new room looks good. You should get some foam squares to put on the walls to get rid of that echo. With what I do at my job, we actually use a supplier. So I might be able to, if Dan can get permission, if we're going to have that full time, if they're happy, I might be able to get some supplied to fit in there. And that will benefit obviously the people that we're renting it from. So yeah, if we're going to be there all the time, then yeah, that is something we can look into. I know exactly what they mean because I deal with it at work.
Gary Paul says, Nicky, what are your thoughts on the owners now? Listen, I've always been a person to be fair to the owners. You know, when I think that they're pulling down our pants, I will tell you that they're pulling down our pants. When I think they're doing okay, I'll say they're doing okay. You'll agree with me, right?
Yeah. Look, you can only look what they've done in the past is not forgivable. You know, they took us from our home. We've moved. Now we've just got to get on with it. If they're going to keep spending the money, keep backing the manager, then let's just concentrate on what goes on the pitch and get behind Pellegrini and the boys. When it goes wrong, people will jump on the board again, but I can't knock them for the last two, especially the last two summer windows.
There's a Chelsea geezer in here. I'll ban him in a minute.
Let's
get this comment up before it goes away. Nicky, where do you think we'll realistically finish this season, given all the new signings? Realistically, 17th. That's my prediction. I'm not going any higher than that. Safe and sound. No, Mike, I think we'll do okay. I'm not going to predict a position. I think I've predicted a position in a prediction video we've done that will be out this week before the Man City game. I'm not going to be too overconfident because I made myself look like a bit of a plonker last year.
Yeah, you did get a bit of excited last year, but this year,
I did. Look, you know, I was positive for once. You know, I got a bit excited. It's like I was like a kid in a sweet shop. I run away with myself, but you know, it is improving.
Yeah, I mean, I said like I fancy us to. We finished 10th last season, so anything above that is improvement. But I think with the squad we've got and the new signings, as long as injuries are kind to us, I fancy us to maybe break into that top 7. You know, I don't see why not. But there's going to be some competition. You've got Everton, Leicester. You know, I think I even said it the other day. I think someone like Southampton might be pushing for that mid-table this year.
Jamie 100580 says they are the most frustrating owners I think we've ever had. I sort of agree with that a little bit. All right, boy. I sort of agree with that a little bit because the Terence Brown was a bastard, but he was an honest bastard.
Can I just say one thing? I think the reason why they're the most frustrating owners is because they're the only owners we've had with social media.
Yeah.
And it gives the people a lot of chance to, because when we had the Icelandics, there wasn't social media, or it just come about. And then you've obviously got Terence Brown and the Kearns. There wasn't social media back then. If there was, I think they'd probably be getting the same stick and abuse that Gold and Sullivan get. I mean, I remember when Gold and Sullivan come in. I mean, everyone was happy. I remember when you used to go to Upton Park on a match day and you'd see them walking from their car to the entrance. They'd stand and talk to you. And I think that's maybe a little bit, once they moved to Olympic Stadium and they fell out of having that opportunity to do that with the fans, I think that took a lot away. And plus what they've done as well. So
it's not like they fell out of having the opportunity, right? They chose to do that. They chose to, you know, they can park wherever they want. You know, they can walk through the fans if they want. They choose not to because they know, you know, that it's, you know, it's a bit of a poison chalice. Mighty Badger says Nicky should always back us to finish above Spurs. Always believe. I always do, mate. I always do.
Yeah, we always feel like that until about 6 games into the season.
Yeah. Have Chelsea got a chat room ban as well as a transfer ban? It seems it, mate, if you go by the people that are in here tonight. Tim Cummins, they've got a lot better not posting every new signing in the last 2 seasons of back the club.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's one thing we all wanted as fans, them to stop posting things on social media and opening their mouth. And you have to admit that even Karen Brady, you know, she doesn't really say that much these days because I think they learnt their lesson. I think that backlash by the fans and social media backlash as well, I think they've sort of learned. You remember transfer windows where little Jack Sullivan couldn't wait to tell everyone what was going on. I remember, was it Dave Sullivan as well, when he had the picture with Lacazette on the back of his shirt, and he got all the fans thinking, oh, we're going to sign Lacazette. But now they don't do that, and I think that's it's a credit to them, really.
They've been a lot better not posting every single new signing last season of back to the club. The kids have grown up as well. 1K subscriber without any videos. What are your thoughts on Declan Rice's comments about West Ham getting into Europe?
Yeah, it's refreshing. I want to hear my players talk like that. I want them to have ambition and say to them that they're going to try to fight to get into that European spots. It's good to hear, but they just have to perform on the pitch and make sure we do.
Richard Wanacott says good squad, but if we want to finish higher, we've got to perform against mid and lower table sides. We said this last week, didn't we? Yeah. And not just against the top teams. We said this is consistency is key. Consistency is key.
Well, the thing is with that is you're going to probably pick up more points off of teams like that than you are off the top 5 or top 4. So whatever you get off the top 4 is a bonus. So you just got to make sure you get your points off the teams around you and below.
Somebody's asked me to ban a Chelsea guy. I can't ban him because I'm not logged into the to the main chat. I'm just getting a chat here, but I'll try it. I'll try and log into the main chat.
I'm logged in, so I'll if I see him come up again, I'll ban him.
James Calais says, in my opinion, Declan is a legend and in the making. The boy knows his football, so believe in him. Yeah, listen, he's one of the most exciting talents I've ever seen come out of the academy. Ever.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to, in our age, to see a lot of great talent come through, but Declan Rice is definitely up there for me.
Olas Mike says, Nicky, do you think it's more of a mentality issue rather than a tactics issue when playing teams outside of the top four?
Yeah, I think you do. You go into games. I think sometimes players go into games thinking, oh, we're going to turn up today and win if you're playing the bottom of the league. But it's not like that in the Premier League, mate. You've got to turn up. You've got to treat like you're playing Man City the same as if you're playing Norwich.
Tim Julian says, why ban anyone? Well, I'm banning him, mate, because he's winding people up in the chat room and talking nonsense. If we get FA Cup or Carbon Cup, I think it will be a good season. Of course it would, mate. It'd be a best season for a long time, probably. Is that your tea waiting for you, Nicky? No, it's not, Matt. It's just my other half coming through the door. West Ham are consistently inconsistent. That's probably one of the most true to life statements I've ever heard. West Ham are consistently inconsistent. What else you seen this week, mate? Have you seen anything else this week?
Well, no, but obviously we was invited down to Shoreditch yesterday to interview Colton Cole and Konchesky to talk about the upcoming season. I think that video is going out tomorrow. It was good to meet up with them, hear their thoughts on pre-season. And obviously Colton Cole was out in China with the lads and he spoke about the new signing. So, yeah, it'd be a good little interview as well. It was nice to go down and see them.
Ken Amos says, Declan reminds me, where's he gone? Declan reminds me of Carrick, such great timing and reading of the game. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think that's a... go on.
Go on, mate. Go on. Answer the question.
No, I was just about to say about Declan Rice. I think, he sums him up perfectly. We said it when he first burst onto the scene. He does remind me of Michael Carrick. And let's just hope that he turns out as good as Michael Carrick, if not better, and we keep him.
Matt Powell says, where's David James? It's a sad story about that one. So we are launching a podcast, audio-only podcast, which you'll be able to download. I interviewed him for the podcast, not for the video. Ryan went over because we only had like 15 minutes between all of them. So Ryan went over to interview Conch and Coley, and I got Jamesy for the pod for audio-only interview with previewing the Man City game, because obviously he played for both teams. It makes perfect sense for him to talk about both teams. Done a good 10, 11-minute interview with him. Brilliant, all great. I then checked the memory card, and the memory card had corrupted, and I've lost every single bit of audio that we've got with him. So we've got about 5 seconds of that. You can listen to that if you want, but hopefully we'll get him soon. He was a nice guy, really willing to talk. He knows his stuff, and we'll see. But the pod will still be coming, hopefully. Class of 93, Fornells looks like he's going to be a key player this year. He's been excellent, hasn't he?
I've been impressed with him during pre-season. I was impressed with him on Saturday. Obviously got an assist, overhead kick, which was good. It looks like him and Lanzini are really close. It looks like they've struck up a good friendship off the pitch. So if they can get their friendship going on the pitch, then we've got a hell of a season in for them too.
Matt Powell says, will podcast be on iTunes to download? Dan's going to be sorting all that out, mate, but it will be somewhere to download. Yes, it'll be a weekly thing. Dimitri Anastasi, how well do you think Fornells will do this season in figures?
Yeah, I think he's going to get more assists than goals.
Yeah, I think double figures for assists, maybe just finishing shy of double figures for goals.
30 goals.
Yeah, 45 goals.
No, but do you know what? From what I've seen of him when he played for Spain in the tournament in the summer, he looks like he's not afraid to have a strike from outside the box. So, look, if we give him the room and provide a balls for him, he could be someone that reaches double figures.
Sam Lane says, thoughts on Wilshere and fitness.
Yeah, look, Jack Wilshere's he's been very impressive in pre-season. There's no denying his talent. As long as we can keep him fit. He obviously got his first goal for the club on Saturday, which was nice. As I said, you can't deny his talent. His fitness is a worry. Every time he goes down, even if it's something little, you sort of panic and you think, oh, here we go. But look, fingers crossed for him. I really hope it works out for him this season and not only break into the West Ham team and make himself the main player, but also maybe try to break back into the England squad.
Terence Crane, Ryan and Nicky, what Anderson looked class Saturday, so quick.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't really impressed with him on Saturday, but I thought he had a decent game. And I said to you about his pace as well, didn't I?
He looks to have worked on his pace a lot. But the only thing that frustrates me is he gives the ball away a lot. But listen, I'm not judging him till the season comes. He had a poor start this season, last season, and I thought we improved wholeheartedly as the team did. And as it starts to gel, I think you'll start to see a little bit more of Felipe Anderson. Haller looks to be a real handful up front, and I think that's going to give him space to run into. And, you know, we've seen when you give Anderson a little bit of space, the things he can do with the ball, and I think it's going to be a perfect combination. Go on, mate.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I'm excited as well for Sebastian Haller. I think he's gonna bring us so much this season. I just, do you know what? I just can't wait. It feels like this week's really going to drag. I'm glad we've got an early kickoff on Saturday because we get over there even earlier.
Jamie 100580. Do we expect anyone else to leave the club before Thursday? I think that's it. I think that's it for people going now.
Maybe you might see a couple of the youngsters go on loan, but I think as for first team squad, I can't really see much happening unless something drastic happens where we bring in 3 or 4 players. But I can't see that happening either.
Dylan McDonald says, Clive fan in Glasgow, love the channel, lads. Are you more optimistic about stadium moving forward, branding, atmosphere, etc.?
Yeah, compared to where we was when we first walked into that stadium to where we are now. Yeah, look, it's going to take a long time. It could take 10 years to get that stadium perfect and make it feel more like home. But, you know, that we see the new branding that they've got this season around with the 1980 FA Cup final things. And it's starting to look a lot more like West Ham. As I said, it could take a few more years, but hopefully one day we will get there. It is where it is. It is our home. So we just have to get on with it.
Nicky, this Chelsea fan is making himself look quite the tit he is. Well, that's his problem, mate. He supports Chelsea. Olas Mike says, that was Olas Mike, sorry. Sean West Ham says, I think Yarmolenko is going to struggle to get in the starting 11. He hasn't looked like he's going to be in his plans at the start, has he? Going by the first half team. But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Antonio's sort of in front of him for getting into the first team at the moment. But Yarmolenko started off last season the same, slow in pre-season. Once he got a couple of Premier League games under his belt, before that injury, he was starting to look like the £17 million player that we signed. Look, he's a great player to have, a great option to have. And once he gets his fitness up, it's frightening, really, if everyone's fit, how Pellegrini's going to pick his starting 11, because there's going to be a few upset players, but then upset players, when they come on, they have to prove why they have to be in the starting 11.
Right, I'm going to put a comment on the screen. Can you ban this guy, please, if you see him? I just had a comment from Olas Mike come in. Olas Mike says, Nicky, do you think that Noble is going to be such a mainstay in the team as he has been in recent seasons? No. I don't think he's going to be such a mainstay, but that's good because it means we're getting a squad where we don't have to rely on Mark Noble so much. I think it means we're getting a squad where, you know, we're good enough to go forward without him, but he will be in and about the team. Don't get me wrong. He should get an equal amount of playing time. We write him off every year. I wrote him off about 4 or 5 years ago about his legs again, and he proves me wrong year after year after year. As Ryan says quite rightly, every single manager has him in their side. It's not a coincidence. And, you know, he will play. He will play.
Yeah.
He'll be fighting for a place, that's for sure.
Listen.
One thing I worry about a little bit is Snoddy, because I can't see him getting in much game time.
The thing is, we're just going on Mark Noble quickly. As you said, every season he gets writ off, and every season he proves people wrong. Look, we know he's not the quickest. We know he's not the most skillful, but he gives you something that a lot of players can't, and that's heart and passion. And it's like having a fan on the pitch, and sometimes you need that to mix in with the flair players. You can go out there with all the flair players you want, but if they're not going to put tackles in and want to win the ball and show some fight and passion, it's sometimes you need a Mark Noble. But fully fit squad, Mark Noble probably doesn't start for me. But listen, knowing Mark Noble, he's going to want to be in that starting 11. He's the captain, and he's going to want to prove it when he gets his chances.
Ryan Moore says, Nicky, Ryan, do you think Fabianski will start on Saturday? Well, if he's fit, he starts, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I can't look. My feelings on Roberto. I haven't been impressed with him, but no, from what I heard today and what I've been reading, Fabianski should be all right for Saturday. I had a few people trying to wind me up. My mate in work, Lee, was telling me he was out till the end of October trying to wind me up, but that's because he's an Arsenal fan and they're a bit worried about us at the moment.
George Lee, how is Aaron Long transfer coming along?
That's the American centre back, in it.
Because of the Portuguese guy that we've got coming over, that one looks it's dead in the water. So
who knows? We could have both.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Thursday's going to be a very exciting day. We will be back on Thursday for transfer deadline day. We're going to go live at what time, Ryan? Did you say?
About 6 hours after it finishes.
At 6 hours after the transfer windows finishes. We're going to be looking at all the stuff. West Ham, obviously, but even if like nothing happens West Ham wise, there'll be things to talk about. So
I'm sure something's going to happen.
Yeah, so do I. Let's have a look. See any more. Next year, Tierney from Celtic must be a top priority. Listen, from what I've heard, a lot of bigger clubs are looking at Tierney from Celtic, so we'll have a little bit of competition. Hammond in Exile says Snodgrass will get sub appearances, best crosser of the ball at the club, perfect for Haller. Yes, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he showed that in pre-season, didn't he? His assists and that, and the way he was whipping the ball in. Look, Snodgrass will be an important squad player, as will players like Antonio, but these players don't want to sit on the bench, so it's up to them to prove they should be starting.
Yes. Do you believe Haller? Do you believe Haller would be a better signing than Gomez and other strikers linked to us? I do. I think
we was all sort of excited with the Gomez, but I think that's just because we was desperate for a big name striker to come in. When I say a big name striker, I mean a big money striker. But yeah, Sebastian Haller, he was definitely in the plans for West Ham. Gomez obviously didn't happen, but let's not worry about Gomez now. Let's worry about our new target man, our new number 9.
Matt Powell says, how's Scott and Graham? I'll let you answer that one, Ryan.
Well, I said number 9. He's 22, but you know what I mean. How's Scott and Graham? Yes. Well, Graham's actually going to be here on Saturday. He's making an appearance on post-match point because Scott's not here. He's got to shoot off straight after the game. But yeah, the Graham will be back. Control yourself, ladies.
For the people asking me to ban the Chelsea guy, just ignore him. I can't get up the chat at the minute to ban him. So
I've banned him. Was that the TA geezer?
I think he's back again. Kent Hammers, Noble will still play 20 games next season. Mariga or Bastost, says Olas Mike. I don't think it matters now, Mike. It's going to be neither, is it? Metal Corey 95. What do you guys think about possibly trying to convert Snodgrass to a left back? He's a good cross when he works very hard. Couldn't be worse than Cresswell, Masuaku defensively. That could be a great shout. We've seen the thing is with that, I think James Milner, who has turned out to be one of Liverpool's most important players in the last few seasons, has probably extended his career by a good 3 or 4 years, and his career at the top by converting himself to a left back. That ain't a bad shout,
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it down the years. Players do convert, into different positions, and yeah, Snodgrass, it could be an option. Whether he'd want to play there, I don't know. But on his defensive side, yeah, I don't know. That'd be an interesting one. Maybe could try it out in a reserve game or something, or a cup game. But yeah, Masuaku for me, I noticed it on Saturday. He looks like he's worked on his defensive side. He don't bomb forward as much. Maybe maybe Pellegrini said to him, like, look, you're my first choice left back. Work on your defensive side, and it's your place to lose in the team.
Ollie Truman says, James Keller says, great shout, Snoddy as a whippy left back. Interesting. Ollie Truman, though, says, Snoddy is too slow for a left back. It depends how you defend, I suppose. If you're defending a high line, yeah, he may be a bit slow, but he's a hard worker. He's a grafter. He'll get up and down. That's for sure. That's for sure. And you don't always have to have like bundles and bundles of pace. Not always. Just depends how he adapts to the position.
As long as you've got a good football brain, pace. There's a lot of players over the years that haven't had great pace.
Richard Winnicott says Chelsea are only in here because they've got no transfers to talk about. Yeah, it's been a boring bloody summer for them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've got him anyway.
You got him.
I've got him. Yeah.
Ryan, if you got to choose Nicky's forfeit, what would you choose?
I don't want you to do Chili's because that's boring. I don't know. I'll have to have a good think about it. I'd like to see you do the abseiling down the orbit.
I'm not abseiling nothing.
Or go down the slide in a mankini, eating a McFlurry.
Matt Ritchie said, hadn't thought that snoddy at left back. As a man says, how much worse defensively can he be? Milner doesn't have pace. Yeah, exactly.
Someone's just said their cinnamon challenge.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I've done that before, mate. Oh, yeah, that's a good shout. That's going in the suggestion box. That's a good shout, that.
How possible is it to have Haller and Hernandez in the same starting 11 in a 4-4-2 formation? It's possible.
It could work. Big man, little man. Box.
Look, football's a funny old game. It's as a man once said. But yeah, it's a funny old game. Formations sort of come and go, don't they? And at the moment, nobody plays two up front, apart from Leicester a couple of years ago, and they won the league. So it could be something to try. But I'll be honest with you, Chicharito, I think it shows at the minute that he doesn't really want to be here. And I don't blame him and all that sort of thing. But he's been denied his move, it looks like. I don't think he's going to be going before Thursday. Famous last words.
Well, the thing is, mate, you say go before Thursday, he can still go after Thursday because the European transfer window don't shut for another 3 weeks. So,
but that would be a disaster if we never got anyone in.
A massive disaster. Unless we bring in sort of two strikers on Thursday, and then you sort of got a feeling, yeah, maybe he might leave. But the feeling I get from Hernandez is that he's just happy to see out his last year at West Ham, and he'll go next summer on a free and maybe go to America or Mexico or wherever he wants to go, see out the rest of his career.
Matt Powell, what chance of us re-signing Carroll?
Listen, that could be so West Ham. We've seen it down the years. Colton Cole springs to mind. But yeah, Carroll's obviously without a club. I haven't really seen much of him at pre-season. I can imagine he's been in the gym and keeping himself in shape. So I doubt it will happen, but it would be so West Ham if it did happen.
I can see it happening, to be honest, if we don't get no one in. James Calais says, any more news on Xande Silva? He has a blocked bowel, apparently.
He had an operation, didn't he? Bless him. It's I couldn't imagine what that feels like, But no, I wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he's back in the under-23 soon and raring to try to get get into the first team.
We'll speak about this for like 2 minutes now, because people are just joining in the chat. There's a lot more people in here now that went in here. Thoughts on Adrian to Liverpool? Crazy.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it was out of the blue, wasn't it? And as I say, he must have a great agent who got him that deal, because we thought he obviously left West Ham to go and get first team football. But as I said, you can't turn down a club like Liverpool offered that chance at the age of 32. He ain't going to play many games. He might only be there a year. You never know.
He could be one injury away from playing in the Champions League final.
Yeah, he could be one injury away from playing the whole season in goal for Liverpool. Up until January anyway. But no, look, good luck to him. Adrian's a fan's favourite. He's given us some great memories down the year. Was he the best goalkeeper we've ever had? No. Was he probably the most loved goalkeeper we've ever had? Yeah.
Kent Hammer says, Ryan, Nicky will Reed make back any semblance of a centre-back he used to be after basically 2 years out? I don't know where he's been. I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen too much. I don't know. He played them few games over in Germany and China and Austria and whatnot. And yeah, he didn't play in Germany, did he? And he's had a couple away now. That doesn't look good, does it?
Yeah, it's frustrating for us as fans and Winston Reid as well. But look, they might have given him a few games out in China, and they might have just sort of rested him for a couple of these games because it's difficult when you have such a long time out to come back. Will he? He's not going to push Diop and Balbuena out, but a fully fit Winston Reid would challenge him. But at the moment, I can't. I don't know. It's difficult with Winston Reid at the moment. I wish him all the best, and I want to see him back to challenge him for the first team.
Jacob Payne says, "Can you give me a shout out?" There you go, Jacob. There's your shout out, mate. Jacob Payne.
Jacob Payne in the house.
Another Chelsea guy's coming in. It must be boring in them Chelsea forums. Chillman says, "My prediction: Reid retires at the end of the week." It's possible, mate. I really don't know what's gone on with him at the moment. Maybe that's why they're scrambling around for a centre back. Station to station 356. Just a quick one, lads. Just wondered if anyone knows where Hammer and Talk went. Was a good little channel with tons of emotion. No,
yeah, I don't. I had his number as well. I mean, I tried to message him not long after he stopped doing it, and I don't know if he's changed his number or he's just ignoring us. I don't know, but yeah, it's a shame because I did like him, and not a lot of people liked him. But look, he said it how it is, and some people like that, some people don't. It's just like our channel. Some people like us, some people don't. Some people like Hammer's Chat, some people don't. It's you can't please everyone. But no, I hope he's well. First and foremost, I know. Didn't he just get engaged or something like that? So you don't know. Circumstances might have changed, or he might just not have been able to find the charger for his computer.
Abba Century, it could have been Adrian or Lanzini who I'd prefer to leave. He's talking about the Adrian transfer. That's Mike says Hammer and Talk will be back. I hope so, mate. I hope he will.
I hope so.
Michael Dukakis says a shock striker signing for West Ham, maybe Bell or Rooney from DC United and Real Madrid from Michael.
Definitely not Bell. And no, I can't see Rooney either. But yeah, yeah.
Stuart O'Brien just says, I like West Ham Fan TV. Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you, Stuart.
I like you too.
I'm loving this, by the way. The live.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah.
You've done well today. You've worked hard on this today. Seeming that you only started this up earlier and you've had to play about with it. I do like it.
Can everyone see the comments coming up? I don't know whether that's just for our.
No. You can. I'm watching it.
Okay.
They're all coming up.
Do you guys think that Pellegrini's HC says, do you guys think that Pellegrini needs to play a bit more defensively because it's putting a ton of pressure on Rice and it showed in some of the games pre-season? That is a great point there. That is a great point. We have looked very shaky defensively. Rice does look like he struggled in there on his own. Will he want to sacrifice that for less of an attacking threat? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the thing is, if you want to chuck a Mark Noble in there to help Declan Rice out, then you'd have to drop a Wilshere or you'll have to drop a Lanzini. It's going to be funny to see how, or it's not funny, but interesting to see how he actually sets up against Man City, because the last couple of games we've sort of seen Fornals, Lanzini, Anderson. You know, he might have to change that. He might have to revert back and maybe put a Mark Noble in if he's fit, or I don't know who else could play. Who else we got in there? Carlos Sanchez. I wouldn't want to see him go up against Man City. So yeah, Declan Rice is in for a tough game on Saturday, like we all are.
Fat Shack 34. I did tag his question and I've skipped past it by accident. Fat Shack 34 said, you skipped my question, lads. Hello, guys from Sweden. Who will be the MVP player for the season for West Ham United? Thoughts on one thing left to say. Come on, your eyes. Before you answer that, Ryan, you have to watch a video that we've done, and I think it's coming out tomorrow to see who we thought on that. So I wasn't trying to skip your question. I'm just not fucking answering it. All right. Ben Reddy says, Nicky, do you think we'll be Hammer of the Year again? Ben, watch tomorrow.
We don't want to ruin the video. It
would just be pointless putting it up otherwise, wouldn't it? Rye says, I'm really looking forward to the battle for seventh with us, Leicester, you, Everton and Wolves. He's obviously a Leicester fan. Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting little battle there.
It is. Leicester have done some good business. They've got a good manager. They was impressive towards the end of last season. And as I said, I think you can. I don't know why, but I just got a feeling that maybe Southampton might be pushing up the table this year. I don't know. It's just something about them. But Wolves, maybe with Europa League football, we've seen it before. It happened to us. Might take, and it happened to Burnley, didn't it? The other year, you take your eye off the league and you start struggling. But no, Leicester are definitely going to be up there, and I'm looking forward to going toe to toe with Leicester as well, home and away. They're usually decent games.
Ian Keane says, how do you lads juggle it all? Family, kids, home games, interviews, post-match point, West Ham updates, live feeds. You're my Hammer heroes from Canada with love. You know the bromance kind. That is very kind of you, mate. How do we balance it? I'm still not quite sure. I'll be honest.
These live shows are good because we get to do them from home. You know, we sit in the corner of our house. Nicky goes in the garden, and it's good. We like doing these shows because people interact with us. But yeah, post-match pints and that, it's all match day. It is busy, and as you said, we've got jobs and families and personal life. You know what I mean? It's but we enjoy doing it. We've done it for 4 years, 5 years now, and yeah, it's good. We're enjoying it. This season's going to be bigger and better. Probably our biggest season this year.
Absolutely. Ryan Module says, love your shirt. We're going to take 2 more questions because it's just gone past 8 o'clock. I know we started a bit late. We normally go for an hour.
He might love my shirt, but I love his name.
Ryan Mole, yeah. Mole on Mule, is that? I don't know. Harry Pierce, if you could make 2 more signings, one being a free, who would you try and get? Balotelli.
Yeah, Balotelli or Danny Welbeck.
Terex 99 says, Nicky, have you lost weight? Yeah, I lost some weight, mate, but I'm probably putting it back on again. I've not been very good this week. Pete Wright says, the live shows are the best for us fans and can give our thoughts. Yeah, that is the idea of it, Pete. We're trying to sort of bring more and involve more people in. I know we have our fan cams and the people that we get to see every week live and in person, but we want to try and bring more people in.
It's a bit of like a mixture, this show, isn't it? It's a bit of like sort of post-match pint where we talk about things. It's a bit like On the Social, tucked in there with the questions coming in and we both get to answer them. So, I really enjoy these shows. And like I said earlier, I'm loving the new format. It looks really good. So well done, Nicky. The live counter. We need to get the subscriber counter up as well.
I don't think you can do that on this. I think you've got to go with a broadcaster.
Just keep subscribing them.
I'll just write it on the camera.
Yeah.
And then when a new one comes, I'll scrub it off and put it back on.
Yeah, we got one.
That's Mike Welbeck would be too much of a wage bill and be another Andy Carroll. London Stadium gold, silver and bronze and West Ham. What are you talking about, mate? Daryl Jenkins says, last one from me, not a question. Just wanted to say this new show you do is brilliant. Keep it up. I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. And should we take one more? I'll let you pick this one, right? Because I've been fiddling about it too much. I'll click that one off.
Not many come up. Oh, Sky saying Balotelli has been offered a contract from a Brazilian club. So
that could be at the door.
Hang on. This is a good. I bet we've seen this. Yeah, I was just reading that one.
Dimitri Anastasi says, where do you see West Ham Fan TV in 1 to 3 years' time?
It's as long as we put in hard work, it can go wherever we want it to go. I'd like to, obviously, we'd love to be full-time and doing this every day and having access to players and things like that. But like we said, it's about hard work and commitment. And there's no doubt in the commitment because we go up and down the country every week. And even Watford, we might still have a chance of the Watford tickets because the ballot still hasn't been drawn yet. So, not in Nicky's backyard. But yeah, we hope to have our own proper studio and the dreams are there. It's about putting in the graft and the hard work.
Chelsea FC says rename to London United FC. We'll rename to London United FC, mate, when we take you in. That I agree. It's one of those things where it could go anywhere. We have struggled at times. We've worked hard for a few years now, but yeah, it's something that we are determined. The thing is, eventually, websites and things like that, you want to make it into a full-time job. And when I can sit here, or go into an office and think about videos all day, that is my dream. That is my dream. And it has been for, since probably about a year after I started it, and I started to get, very passionate about it all, and because I never thought it could be anything other than our mates and mums and dads and things watching it, and the amount of people that we watch us every week, and the amount of views that we've got, and the amount of love that we receive from a lot of people, it makes me dream. It makes me dream that one day we can do this. And if I can sit in an office and produce sort of 4 or 5 videos a day talking about all different sorts of things, and not have to worry about, paying the mortgage or feeding the family or the time away from my son or my other half or whatever, then I would be a very, very, very happy man. And it would probably make my life. And I know it would make yours too, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, at least we won't have a problem worrying about other people taking holidays. We can put our holiday forms in and grant our own holidays.
Yeah.
But no, look, as you said, it's a dream, and hopefully in the next year or two, we will be able to say, like, we can go full time and do this content regularly and introduce other people to the channel and go out on the road and interview players, and yeah, it's a dream.
Right, okay, we'll leave it there then. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV Live and Uncut. My mum says this has turned into a deep conversation. Yeah, I think it always does, mate. I think that's what's nice about it, Yeah,
I got a bit emotional when you were saying that. I was like, this is like, we just gone up and won the Oscar.
yeah. Do you know what I want to do this year or next year? I want to win an award. I've seen a Millwall channel as won an award. So when them award ceremonies come about again and you have to get people to vote for you, I'll be coming on these live streams and I'll be demanding that you, well, I won't be demanding, I'll be asking, really. I'm not, forceful man. I won't be coming around your house with a gun to your head, but I want to be voted for an award and I want to win an award, and we can sit our little trophy on a shelf somewhere and know that we've done the best we can, and that we, for 1 year at least, we'll be the best in the world, because I really do believe we've got the ability. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for joining us on live stream, Ryan. We'll be back on Thursday after the transfer deadline day. There is all sorts of content coming up this week.
I think we've got the interview scheduled for tomorrow. I think Dan's got it for, and then we've got previews, and then we've got, what else we've got? We've got so much coming up, as you said. It's exciting build up to the new season.
There might even be like things coming up that we ain't even planned yet, like an opposition preview if someone comes. I know someone messaged us, so if we can get there and all that stuff, we'll be talking to a Man City fan. Loads of stuff coming up this week, and as the season comes along, it starts to fill up again. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us for these live shows through pre-season. They're going to carry on through the season, so don't worry. We're not, once the season starts, they're not going to go away.
Twice a week.
We've sort of scheduled them for these times now, so we know we're going to be live on Monday and Thursday at 7, obviously depending on fixtures. But thanks for sticking for us for pre-season. I know it's a very boring time when there's no football, and all you're speculating about is is transfers, and you're asking, you're listening to us talk about the same things over and over and over again. But you guys have always do us a great service.
Fat Shack 34 knows what's coming. He knows what's coming.
I'll let him say it. So if you type "come on your irons," I'll try and put all your things right. Ryan, one thing left to say, as Andy Wall says, as Steve Solway says, as Fat Shack 34 says, one thing left to say, Ryan.
Come on your
irons.